All right. I guess we'll get started.
Hi, guys.
Hi, everybody. Here we go.
Today we wanted to make a video about our most commonly asked question, which is how did you make money and travel? And so we're going to kind of review how we made money last year while we were traveling in our Skoolie. If you're new here, I'm Tiffany.
I'm Zach.
And we lived, just over a year in our converted school bus. Now we have sold the school bus and we are waiting on our new van to get here so we can start that build out.
So before we get too far, I want to thank Surfshark for sponsoring this video. It is no accident that Surfshark is sponsoring a video about how we make money online. Surfshark VPN is a VPN service that protects your information while you're surfing the web. Things like targeted ads, phishing, malware, those are the kinds of things that a virtual private network or VPN will protect against. We work almost entirely online. Because of that, inevitably we'll have to log on to a public Wi-Fi service, whether it's at a coffee shop or a restaurant, to upload data. Unfortunately, public networks like that don't have a password associated with them, so essentially anyone that knows what they're doing can see what you're doing online, and that's a huge problem for us because we run our businesses online. VPNs protect you from those kinds of people with nefarious intent and prevent others from seeing exactly what you're doing online. Privacy is a really important thing for us, and so when we're in situations like that, a VPN is essentially non-negotiable. Also, we'll fairly frequently have conversations about like a new idea or something that we saw online that we want to look more into, and before you know it, we're seeing targeted ads that are like weirdly personal.
It's happening a lot to me lately.
Yeah, and it's never like a good feeling, and so a VPN like Surfshark prevents those kinds of targeted ads from getting to you. Companies can't see what you're doing online. That's the whole point. The virtual private network shields you from all of the onlookers, essentially. So if you're interested in using Surfshark for yourself and staying protected while you're online, check the link in the description below or go to surfshark.deals/rollingvistas. Use the promo code ROLLINGVISTAS to get 83% off and an extra month for free. Thanks again to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. So we were both self-employed before we started to travel full-time. Each of us was doing our own thing individually. We would work together on a few projects, but we definitely had our own individual businesses. I'm a photographer and a videographer, but I wear a lot of hats, but they're all in the photo industry. That's where I got my degree. We both went to SCAD. My degree is in photography, and that's where I've been working essentially my entire professional career is within the photo realm.
I also wear a lot of hats, but when I'm asked, I usually call myself an illustrator and graphic designer. But everything I do, designing products, greeting cards, kind of falls into that category. And I got my BFA in illustration.
So something we knew that we needed to do in order to be successful in generating income while we're on the road and doing so while online and not being near any brick and mortar, business. Because we own our own businesses, we needed to diversify. We needed to have as many income streams as we possibly could so that, if one of those income streams goes down, we have other income streams that can help supplement. So, as we're both freelancers, right? So essentially that means we're constantly working for ourselves and looking for the next project and working for the next client. And we don't always know where our next paycheck is coming from. So if that's your only source of income and you go through a dry period, that can be kind of difficult. So that's why we diversify. So if we do go through a dry period, we can have those other sources of income that help us supplement and keep us on the road.
Yeah, and we have like active freelance projects, but we also have some passive income that are almost always kind of even slowly trickling through if we do have a dry period.
Exactly.
So some of the things that we do to make money. First, I make custom pet portraits. That makes up about 11% of our total income. I also do freelance graphic design for a few different companies, clients that I've been working with for several years. Every once in a while I pick up a new client. Graphic design is a big umbrella, but I do kind of all of it. Generally, my stuff falls under like kid designs. I work for some bigger companies designing things like greeting cards and kids' activities and puzzles and coloring books, stuff like that, wrapping paper. I also work for some smaller companies designing logos and packaging design. I recently have been working with a company designing for a phone app for kids. So yeah, that's kind of my graphic design umbrella. So the biggest chunk of our pie here are my digital products, and we work on these together, but it falls under my business mostly. So these are like printable party decor, printable cards and party favors and stuff like that. That's mostly on my Etsy shop, and that makes up 38% of our entire income for last year. And finally, I still am offering printed like mason jar labels that are custom. They're like rustic craft labels, but I looked at it last year, and that was only really less than 3% of our total income.
As far as the things that I offer, like I said before, I wear a lot of hats. So the first thing that we have listed right here is writing. So I write blog posts for a couple different websites. It's all photo geared, so whether it's like either a gear review or a technical writing for a specific product, or a how-to article for photography or videography, those are the kinds of things that I write for, and that generates around 7% of our overall income. After that, we have listed just video production overall. So video production could mean generating video content for a particular client or for one of their websites that I actually do writing for. That doesn't include YouTube content. That's completely separate from YouTube. This is essentially pure freelance video work, and that accounts for 12% of our overall income. I have a tech support and miscellaneous section, so I do tech support for medium format camera systems. The other miscellaneous section is like a little bit of website work if I'm adjusting something for a company's website, or I've done just a tiny bit of voiceover work before, things that don't really fit in another category. That's in the miscellaneous section. So tech support, miscellaneous, that's 3% of our overall income. I also do a lot of software training. So if you're familiar with Capture One software, it's essentially it's a photo-related software. I teach that, and will teach sometimes small, sometimes large groups in how to use that software more effectively, and that accounts for 7% of our overall income. YouTube and other social media, Patreon, affiliate links, that's a team effort, but we just kind of put it under my umbrella. And so between YouTube, AdSense, Patreon support, and Amazon affiliates, that is bringing in around 13% of our overall income.
If you want to learn more about the products and services that we offer, we are able to be found online. You can find me at kudzumonster.net. You can also check out my Etsy shop. It's kudzumonster on Etsy. And my illustration portfolio, graphic design portfolio, is tiffanyEverett.com.
All of my stuff can be found on zachhenderson.com, ZACHenderson.com, and links in the description below, naturally. I don't know if you saw the live chat that we did last week, but in that we mentioned that, we give you an update on the van and where it is in the ordering process. So it's out of production. The van is built, but right now we're waiting on delivery, and it could be as long as like 38 days before it gets here, which we're in contact with the dealer. Dealer's talking to the Ford rep to try to figure out a way to either expedite that or allow us to come and pick the van up and drive it back. That's a long time to continue waiting, and we've had it on order since December 4th, and it's March. So we really are kind of dying to get going and to get started on the build. So more updates on that. Live updates come on Instagram. So if you don't already follow us on Instagram, do check that out. We're rolling_vistas. And we do updates for using stories and stuff like that for things that are happening in real time. We're going to start the van build essentially as soon as it arrives. So if you want to check that out, please do follow along. I think we're actually going to be doing, we're going to start doing live chats every other week. So last week we did a live chat. This week is a proper video. Next week is going to be another live chat. And we're going to go back and forth like that until we decide it's a bad idea, or if you guys hate it. So let us know. But that's kind of, that'll hopefully give you an idea of what's going on in real time, give you an idea of what's happening in the moment, and then that'll also give us some time to put together some quality content for you to review and enjoy too. So let us know what you think of that timetable. But yeah, if you like this video, if you find this helpful, please ask questions, let us know. We want to thank our Patreon supporters. We answer as many questions for them as we possibly can. So if you guys are really interested in having a ton of questions answered, do look into that. We'll have a link in the description as well as some information towards the end of the video. But just wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching. We truly appreciate it. If you like the video, please do like and subscribe. It helps the channel out a ton, and we will see you in a live chat next week. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.